Hi everybody, it's Stephanie with Planning with Peanutty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are pulling out my 2022 Frankenplanner and we're going to set up a 2023 Frankenplanner. So you can see I had this dark theme going because it was a villain's planner, but you can see all my different sections in here. But let's go over what a Frankenplanner is, how to set one up, why you might need one. It is the best. So let me put that aside and let me actually grab the cover I found. I actually found these a couple years ago. Joanne's still had a few. If you see these, grab them. I like them better than the portfolios that zip all the way around because I just think these are easier to get into with the little snap. I just throw the packaging away. So what is a Frankenplanner? If you think about Frankenstein's monster, he took all these different body parts and kind of built the perfect monster. So that's what we're doing with Frankenplanner. Because the Happy Planners on discs, you can move things around very easily. So we're going to build the perfect planner for whatever your situation might be. So let me grab a piece of paper and a pen out of my tool bag here, and let's kind of go through what's going to work for me. And so I start off with my everyday planner. And if you have one planner, it's just your everyday planner. It's where you're going to dump everything. So what goes in my everyday planner? I think of the stuff that you would write on a calendar: birthdays, appointments, anniversaries, things like that, trips. I'll also use it for errands and to-do list items, and whatever random things come up, they go in that everyday section. And then I also need a work section. You might not need a work section if you have the same schedule every day and you don't need to do much planning in your own personal planner for your business. Then you might not need a work planner. I need one. I run my own private music studio, so to keep track of all those appointments and invoicing the families and everything like that, I like to keep it all scheduled and organized. So I need a section for that. I also like to have a social media section because I do try to run a YouTube channel and I want to keep track of, am I posting regularly? Am I researching the kind of content you guys might want to watch? And then am I getting Instagram posts up, things like that. I need to be better at it this year, so I do need a separate planner for that. And let's see, what else we put in there. I do also run a little Color Street side hustle. So I'm thinking I might put that in that social media section as well because I post to my VIP Facebook group. But I also might just put it up here under my everyday section. I haven't figured that all out yet. And speaking of Color Street, my manicure is Color Street. It's do-it-yourself. They're 100% dry nail polish. So they just go on like a sticker. You take them off with nail polish remover. It's super easy. I'll put a link below. Join my Facebook group. We do giveaways. It's lots of fun. This set is from the December subscription kit, but you can buy sets that aren't in the kit, and I just love it. And you can slap them on, and 5 minutes later, you could be working in your planner without worrying about getting wet nail polish all over. Now, other sections you might need, if you have budgeting goals and you really want to focus on your savings and maybe getting debt-free, you could do a budget planner. There are faith planners. If you want to do your faith journaling in a planner, you could stick that in there. Fitness. If you have fitness, wellness goals. If you want to do menu planning, they have a planner for that. If you're a student or a teacher, there are specific planners. I'm not crazy about the planners that don't include a weekend because I almost have more going on the weekend than the rest of the week. So for me, it doesn't work to have a smaller weekend or no weekend at all, which I think the student planner has weekend, but they're shorter boxes for those days. So there's lots of planners. So for whatever need you might have, if you want to keep a book planner, you can do that. So really focus on your life. What areas maybe do I need some organizational help with? And then those are the areas you'll want to include in your big Frankenplanner. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I love answering your guys' questions, and we can figure out the best way to do your own Frankenplanner. So let me show you which planners I'm going to use this year. I have this Alice in Wonderland planner. It did start back, I think, July of 2022. But there's still 6 months in here I can use, so I'm going to use this one for my everyday planner. And then I'll either buy an 18-month planner for the rest of the year, or maybe even a 2023 planner on clearance, because in a month or so, all these 2023 planners will be on clearance. And I absolutely love this Alice in Wonderland planner. It's so pretty. I would have used it the last 6 months, but I already had a planner I was using. But there's the kind of view at a glance and the perpetual pages. Now let me show you the layout. Like, look how cute these dividers are. Come on. And then this is the vertical layout, which I like using for my everyday planner. You can kind of organize morning, afternoon, evening, or I've seen people do, like, if they have a couple different kids, maybe each block is what that kid's up to throughout the day. So you can really organize it however you want, but I just roughly use it morning, afternoon, evening. Of course, when you decorate your planners, you kind of end up using whatever box you've left empty, which works as well. So that one I'm going to use for my everyday planner. And then because I only have 6 months in this that are left, I mean, you can redate the beginning of the planner, but I also have this wrong one. I got it Go Wild in March this year, and this one's undated, so I can use this one whenever this one runs out. I can just replace the wrong planner there, and it's the same vertical layout. The boxes are a little bigger, but that would work for an everyday planner as well. I've been saving that one because I did get it in March and I was already into my planner I was going to use for the year. Okay, so for my work planner, I started using the hourly layout. And then the hourly layout, they were just hour blocks and they needed half-hour blocks. And so I used the lined vertical, which they also don't have anymore. So I bought this Faith planner, which I really love. I love the beach aesthetic. And then I also love that there's this musical element in here. There are these dividers and things with the piano. I love that. So you can see it looks like the lined vertical layout. There are some faith-themed prompts, but I figure I can just cover that up with a little bit of washi tape. I have used faith planners before, so I'm not saying anything negative about the faith planner. I'm just saying I needed a lined vertical, so I'm going to use this one that's the closest I could find to that. And then over here in the margin, I can write in the time slots, and I could leave those half-hour spots that I need. And then, again, just cover these up with a little bit of washi, or just leave it, whatever's going to work for you. But I love these dividers. Look, I love the beach ones. I could use an entire beach planner, happy planner, if you're listening. And then I love the piano element throughout as well, the musical element. So that one I'm going to use for work. And then the third one I'm going to use is my social media planner. This is one I got on clearance. It was an 18-month planner. So again, you can get these 18-month planners a month or two into them on super clearance. And then they're good for the entire year of 2023 because they're 18 months. They started back halfway through 2022 and then they put them on clearance, but they're still good this entire year. So they're quite the good deal. This one is the dashboard layout, which I find works best for me with all my social media. I like to put what I'm posting over here on the right side of the page. So like a specific post. And then over here on the left, I'll use these boxes, not for what they say necessarily, but to-dos and things like that. I could track my stats over here on the monthly view, maybe some goals, the things I want to reach that month. And then again, like brainstorming on the left side of the page. And then the actual videos I post, or Instagram things I post, I can put on the right side of the page. So that dashboard works best for me for brainstorming. So let's actually grab these then. I'm going to use the Alice in Wonderland cover just because I think that's the cutest. I love it. And let's go ahead and remove the packaging. And we'll keep the title page, name page here, and keep the first perpetual calendar pages. And I'm going to remove the old months. Just set them aside. I'm not going to throw them out. We couldn't find a reuse for those. We could redate them and use them later. I could even redate those and use them for the second half of the year. And then I leave a complete month in there. And now future months, I'll leave the monthly view like that, and then take out the weekly pages. And that way we save on space. It's not as bulky as it would have been. But let's say we have something coming up. We can put a sticky note on the monthly view or write it in the monthly view, and then we save the space of having all those weekly pages in there. Especially if you have multiple planners in your Frankenplanner. And then I'll leave the note page at the very back. So these I'm going to save as well. And each month will come grab that next month's worth of weekly pages. Okay, set those aside. So next we're going to add in the work planner. So let me grab that faith planner. It's so pretty. Yeah, I need an entire beach planner. I mean, how have we not had a beach planner yet? All right, so I'm going to pop in the name page and all the perpetual calendar pages, and then just this current month, and pop that in there. All right, and then the rest of this I'm going to set aside and hang on to, and each month I'll do a refresh and put the next month in. Now my work planner, I don't need to plan months and months ahead of time. If I did, I would just put a little note of it in the back of the month or on the monthly page, or in my everyday planner. I'd put a note of what's coming up in a month or so in my work planner. And the same thing with social media. I don't need to plan it months and months ahead of time. So I only need to pull out the current month. We'll keep the name page as well. And look how beautiful these floral dividers. I love it. I miss the old happy planners that were so heavily decorated. Like every page had decoration on it and color. And I would usually end up covering it, but I still liked it better than the plain. It's kind of weird. But let me know. Do you like the plain or do you like the decorated pages? Let me know. Okay, so then we have all the add-ins. So I bought a couple accessory packs we can go through to see. I definitely want to add some lined paper for notes. And so this notebook, I think we got it also at Go Wild in 2022. So I'm going to pull out some of the paper in one of the dividers. But Happy Planner also sold this notebook in a bundle that you could buy after Go Wild. But I'm going to pull out, I think this divider is my favorite. I think that's really cute. And this is just going to be my paper section, my lined paper section. And then I got to tell you, it's really easy to want to save these cute note pages with the girls at the bottom and the flowers down the middle. But you know what? Just use it up because I have so much of it. I could never use it all. So I'm going to try to use it more for notes and random things and not hoard it or save it. Okay, so let's set that aside. So I'm going to grab some of these accessory packs I bought. These were on clearance at the Happy Planner website. And I've had this one before, but I wanted to get it anyways. So we get pocket, vision boards, dashboard, plastic envelopes, more paper. Let's open up both sets and we'll kind of organize it that way. And I'll show you everything in here. Now you also get these paper pads in these. I wish they were sticky notes, but they're not, so I don't really use them ever. Should probably put them maybe on my desk. Okay, vision board, dashboard, plastic envelopes, paper, and pocket folder. So let me grab all this, because we are definitely going to add some of these fun accessories to that big Frankenplanner. And then I also pulled out the dashboards I had in my Frankenplanner from this year, so we could use some of those if we need to. All right, let me just organize these by type. Okay, so first up is the pocket folder, and I'm going to stick it in the back and trying to decide which pocket folder to use. I've used this Mulan one before. It's really pretty, but I'm thinking that Ariel this year kind of matches these pastel colors in the Alice in Wonderland planner. So I think I'm going to use Ariel this year for my pocket folder. I just think that's so pretty. Yeah. Okay, then we need a divider or dashboard for each planner, just so you could flip to it nice and easily. So for the everyday planner, I like to have the tab on the far left, so it's easy to grab. Now these full page dashboards also have the tab on the left, so I might use one of those. These princess ones are fun. And then I have this wrong one. I do like the Cinderella. That's really pretty. All right, let's pop that in there. And see how easy these are to customize. Like you can just move everything around however you want. Add pockets, folders, envelopes, dashboards, whatever you need. And then I realized I like seeing the whole week a little better than having it covered with that dashboard. So I was going to bring the little one in, and I might switch it out later. We'll see. Okay, so now we need a divider for my work planner. We'll just flip to that week. Okay, and I'm thinking the second tab over, maybe from this floral set. And then that way you can see we can grab every day or work really quick and easy. Okay, and then the social media planner. Now the wet erase boards, they are a little difficult to use. If you use a dry erase marker, they tend to rub off on the paper next to them. So use a wet erase marker. I've never used either. I'll just put sticky notes on them and use them like a sticky note dashboard. And I do like having the full one for my social media planner, but I wish the tab was all the way over on the edge. Because I like roughly planning out the week before I decide what days to post everything. And I think we'll use, yeah, that full size one for now. I wish there were Alice in Wonderland accessories. We didn't get any. That's okay. We'll just mix the princesses here. Okay, so then that'll work. So now let's add some more accessories. So at the beginning of my work section, I do still take checks from some of the parents. So I need one of these tall envelopes. I do deposit my checks online, but I do like to hang on to the check the amount of time they tell you to, and in case there's any questions or problems. So I need one of these tall envelopes. And I think I'm going to go with that darker one. And then we'll just put that in the front of that work planner. All right, that's going to work. And then I think I'm also going to use one of these shorter envelopes for receipts. So as I buy things for my studio, we can hang on to the receipts. So let me think. I think we'll use the larger Strong at Heart princess envelopes. Not that they're larger, they're just the larger princess designs. And I think we'll use Pocahontas on this faith planner. It's a little more neutral toned. And then we can use Merida for the social media. Because I do make money on YouTube, some of the things I buy I can write off. So we'll use her for those receipts. Just trying to decide where I want to put it. If I put it in the monthly view, what's difficult about those is if you're writing on the next page, it might leave a bump. All right, and then Pocahontas there. We might end up moving those to the name page instead of the monthly view. All right, those are going to work. All right, the vision boards, I don't think I'm going to use just for now until I have a plan for those. And let's see. Let's add some more pattern paper. Now the cute Belle ones I like to save for the book planner since she's sitting there reading. Too cute. But we can add some pages. So I think I'm going to add some of these from the Strong at Heart accessory pack. And then what accessories do you guys like adding to your planners? Do you like adding extra paper? Do you use the wet erase boards? Do you like sticky notes? You know, what do you like to add? Or what if you found that you don't use? And then we could just pop that paper in there. You want to add about 4 to 5 pages at a time. If you add a ton of paper at once, it tends to bend the paper around the holes as you put them on the discs. All right, so I think we're getting pretty close to being done. So let's grab my 2022 Frankenplanner. Now I have this sticky note dashboard and it is so ugly and it's getting pretty worn, but I think we're going to use it still. And I'm going to pull a couple of the things off of the planner cover that I want to use and we'll transfer those over. Okay, so this sticky note dashboard is a mess. I made it myself. I stuck all these sticky notes on it so I could have them real handy to use. And you can see as I used up pads that they've left kind of the sticky residue where it tore the back of the sticky note. But I still use it, so I'm going to keep it in there even though it's not the cutest thing. That's okay. And that's why I'm going to put it in the back. All right, so now let's move over to the pretty deluxe cover. And you just slide that back cover in there. You can tell the cover's a little stiff as it's not used to being used. All right, then I like to have a couple sheets of stamps in my planner. We'll slide those in there. I have a little stamp book too. I'll just tuck it in. And then I have some go-to stickers that I use pretty frequently. Just have them real handy in the front of the planner. You know, they might not be part of planning this beautifully designed page, but you know, you just need a little reminder or errand or recycling day sticker. You can just pop it in there. All right, and then in the back, there is a pocket here, and these notepads that come in the sticker accessory books, I think they're called. They're the books where one side is sticky notes and a notepad and the other side is stickers. And those notepads fit perfectly. And then this is my go-to pen. It is the Friction erasable pens. I love these. Let me show you real quick how these work. You can get them in different colors as well. Let's actually write an actual word here. Okay, maybe we have a doctor's appointment at 6 o'clock. Oh, guess what? They changed that. Okay, so let's just erase it right out of our planner. And look how easy. And you don't even have to press down very hard. Now, you will get, in the groups, people like to bring up that these will erase themselves in extreme heat. So, you know, if you live somewhere in the extreme heat, don't leave your planner in the car. That's all you have to remember. And I would think if you lived in the extreme heat, some of this plastic would start to melt as well. So, you know what? Don't leave your planner in the car. It has your whole world in there. Don't leave it in the car, okay? And then you don't have to worry about your pen erasing on its own. I've never had an issue, but I don't live in the extreme heat. Just keep that in mind. But I love those pens. Okay, so I think we're getting close to being done here. We got our paper set up there with the pocket folder. Let's actually go in. I think let's start at the beginning and then we can add my name and things to the title pages. Now, some years I'll come in with stickers and do my sticker name. But you know what? You can just write it too. So I'm just going to write it, especially because I'm using my erasable pens. So if I wrote it and I didn't like it, I could just erase it and do it over. And I'm just going to put that on every single name page. But so now we've got our everyday planner ready, our dashboard ready to go, and then the future monthly pages. So if I had something coming up in March or April, like Go Wild's coming up, I can put that in there on the monthly view. If you're going to Go Wild, let me know. I would love to meet up with you guys. And some note section there for anything coming up after that that I don't have the pages in for. We'll add our name to each one. So Faith Planner, my envelope for checks, envelope for receipts, a monthly view, my weekly views. And then, you know, let me show you what I mean by adding washi tape. So I just have this really skinny washi tape and we could just come right in and just cover that little top border. And then once we cover all those, there'll be absolutely nothing in here faith related. And then for me, I have the hourly listed out. And then that top section I could just use for any little reminders or new students starting or don't forget to email this parent or whatever the case may be. All right, so I think that's going to be good. Okay, and the dashboard for that. All right, and then the social media planner. That one's really pretty too. It looks a lot like the Alice planner. And so I think these go better with that kind of pink coral cover this year. Last year I was doing the villains. They're kind of darker tones. But this year, nice and pretty. All right, and the social media planner looks good. And then, for example, like I'm working on my Frankenplanner video, I can write that in here. And then on this side, I'll write down that I finished recording the Frankenplanner video, but maybe need to edit it and do the voiceover and upload it and make a thumbnail for it. So there's still things that need to be done even after the filming. And then I can do videos that I want to film. Like I still need to do my micro yearly setup. I still need to do that one. So I'll put that down there. Yeah, I can see that envelope's getting in the way. I might have to move it. I think we'll just move it to the title, the name page. And then there'll be enough paper in between it and where I'm writing that it shouldn't get in the way. And again, see how easy to move that envelope over? All right, and the micro video. See, then that just helps me get organized. What videos do I want to film this week? What work still needs to be done on each one? Because sometimes I'll film multiples at a time, and then maybe I'll forget about one, and it's sitting there filmed, but not edited and uploaded. All right, you get the idea. And then I don't get fancy with covering these titles with washi tape. Usually I'll just put a line through them. Like, I don't need that box for calls and emails, but I might need that box to plan how I'm going to decorate my planner next week. Or maybe things I need to buy at the store. All right, so there's that. And then we've got our divider for paper. Lots of different options, and my pocket folder and sticky note dashboard back there, and memo pad. And that pen loop works great even if your pen doesn't have a clip on it. And that is my setup for 2023. I might add planners to this to tell you the truth, but this is it so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Click like if you like this video, subscribe to see more. Let me know of any questions you have for Frankenplanning. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.